Raceway and the American Canadian Tour. Ambulance service provided by Varens of Plattsburgh. Wreckers by Ed Lucia and R.C. and Son. And of course, coming along to join us will be the feature winners from last Saturday night's show here at Airborne International Raceway, and we will be introducing those drivers to you, and the winner of last week's AC Performance Award as well. Michael Wilder moving the boys into position, and we'll be welcoming these drivers from last week's feature events. As I see Michael heading to the back of the row first of all. He steps in and introduces and welcomes to the raceway the winner of last week's Legends race, Mr. Russ Nichols, ladies and gentlemen, number 21, Russ Nichols. Russ Nichols is stepping up now, passing by Russ Nichols and moving over to George White. George White, the winner of last week's AC Performance Award. And moving along again, he goes to street stock driver number 35 out of Essex Center, Vermont, Ron Weston, the feature winner with the street stocks. And with an exciting win last week coming from the back of the pack, he picks up another feature win for the Tigers, Jim Silly, number 68, Jim Silly. As those drivers get ready to head to the pits, we'll be ready to go with street stocks. Should come this way. We're looking for Danny Bridges, number 9, to be on the inside of row number 1 as they come out. Find himself going into outside of row number 1. And again, Lester Armel will be brought around now and put into position as our Chevrolet Lumina pace car sets it up right now and getting these drivers into single file until we have the cars. 1 for the Flying Tigers. Danny Bridges on the inside in that Egglefield Ford Thunderbird. On the outside, Lester Armel Jr. In row number 2, the 86 of Dennis Demers out of Shelburne, Vermont, and the 24 of Bucko Branham. Bucko Branham finds himself on the outside of row number 2. Starting 5th, number 92, the rookie, Chris Durkee. Durkee out of Sheldon Springs, Vermont. And on the outside, last week's hard luck case in the feature, number 46, out of Colchester, Vermont, Doug Hoare. Roy French, number 99, should find himself on the inside of row number 4. And on the outside will be Tony Poisson, number 42. That's what they're looking for right now. The 34 of Dennis Alderman is scheduled to start on the inside of the 5th row. Lance Furno, number 31. Milt White will bring himself to the 03 at the back of the pack. Wheel to wheel, hub to hub, out of corner number 3 and a 4. And a little straggly yet. We'll see what Michael does. He lets them go. They're onto it, ladies and gentlemen, and just like that, Lester Armel Jr. on the outside. On the inside is Danny Bridges in the Egglefield Ford. And now the 86 goes charging along as well. Dennis Demers out of Shelburne, Vermont, in the SLC M1 Racing Skylark, and it'll be Demers who comes out of that far side. Chris Durkee, number 92, Chris Durkee, on a tear in that Sheldon Springs, the Mini Mart 6000, and Durkee looks very strong this evening. Bucko Branham's trying to stay on a line with them as they come into 3. Holding the inside line, they've got Danny Bridges hung up on the outside, and it will be Bucko Branham moving into 1st position. Bridges is in 4th. The 31 of Lance Furno. Furno out of Williamstown, Vermont, in the Arlington Enterprise Buick Somerset, trying to give chase. Now in 5th position, Lester Armel in 6th. The 99 of Roy French out of Heinsberg, Vermont, is back in 7th position. The 03, Milt Wright out of Hardwick, Vermont. Oh, we got a 99 doing a 360 right down on the top of 2. He picks up the pace, and we just keep on racing. Look at the race for the lead now as they come off that far side, and it's still the 86 of Demers. Demers, look at how tight they are, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Durkee and Bucko Branham right there. Now Lance Furno joins the pack. The lead 4 cars really have it together. Michael shows them halfway when they come off that 4th turn this time. Here they come. It is the 86 still holding the lead. Dennis Demers hanging right in there. The Shelburne, Vermont driver finds Chris Durkee. Also out of Sheldon Springs, Vermont, right on his tail. Durkee takes a look to the inside. There's a little push and shove going on in there. As they take a look coming out of here, they really got to stay on this, and the 92 gets at least 1 warning on aggressive driving up in the corners. We'll see what happens this time too. Bucko Branham running in second. Now Lance Furno takes a peek to the inside. This time Durkee does not push quite so aggressively as they come off that 4th turn. Number 86, Dennis Demers holding the lead, followed by Durkee, Branham, Lance Furno, Lester Armel running a distant 5th. The 03 of Milt Wright well off the pace. Doug Hoare not running nearly to the capabilities that he was running last Saturday night before he ran into problem in the feature. With 2 laps to go, it is still the 86. Chris Durkee in second, number 24, Bucko Branham and Lance Furno, as these lead 4 cars really get it on here at Airborne International. Durkee's got to pull on the binders as they come down for a white flag this time. Still the same order. The 86 hanging right in there. Dennis Demers out of Shelburne, Vermont. Chris Durkee in second. Third being held by Branham, and the 4th to Lance Furno as they come down for the checkers this time around. Here they come as Durkee gets a peek inside, but it will finish the lead 4 cars in this order. In 4th spot, number 31 out of Williamstown, Vermont, Lance Furno. Bucko Branham out of Plattsburgh, New York, finishing third rather. Number 86, Dennis Demers, the rookie out of Sheldon, Vermont, in the SLC M1 Racing Skylark, and he'll go for a tour right now with a great big smile on his face as we finish up heat number 1. Heat number 2 coming right up as a full evening of racing action comes your way. As we welcome back number 86, Dennis Demers from Sheldon, Vermont, and that the program. Number 2, ladies and gentlemen, finds Peter Fecto, number 75, out of Morrisville, Vermont, on the inside of row number 1. 17, Greg Lyman, the Heinsberg, Vermont driver outside of row 1. Starting in 3rd position, Dennis Caron, the 07, Brian Hoare, number 45, is on the outside of row 2. Starting 5th, the rookie David Gay, number 19, as we get ready to bring him down and go racing, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Lineup of cars out here this evening as the rest of the cars entered. Find Jean-Paul Cyr, number 32, a little bump and shove down there, but everybody sorts it out very, very quickly. Greg Lyman to the lead, being chased by the young driver Brian Hoare. Hoare on the inside now makes a move to take the lead, but Lyman holds him off. Peter Fecto, Jean-Paul Cyr, the 07 of Dennis Caron. And Caron, and oh, he touched down there, and that causes a problem. Caron now finds himself in 4th as Pete Fecto drops off the pace. Hard into corner number 4. They come this way to finish lap number 2. It'll be Greg Lyman, Brian Hoare, John Paul, and Caron. The 50 of Robin Branham now finds himself up in 5th position. Number 43, Ron Dennis. Look at the racing for the lead. Jean-Paul Cyr sticks his nose in. Brian Hoare comes out high and flying as they come off the 4th corner. Brian Hoare, Jean-Paul Cyr in the Thunderbird really has it together. Number 45 starts to take away now as they go down that back stretch. Keep your eyes on Dennis Caron as he starts to go to work to the outside of 32 when they come off corner number 4. No, yes he does. He stays to the outside, looking to make a move on Jean-Paul Cyr. On the far side, it is Brian Hoare, followed by Jean-Paul Cyr. The lead three cars start to put them space between themselves and Greg Lyman, who sees himself running fourth. Now the challenge from number 43, the 43 of Ron Bettis. Out of Waterbury, Vermont, the Bettis Racing Skylark, and he's looking to move into that fourth position to see if he can grab a piece of the action of the semi-feature for the Flying Tigers. Here they come off the far side. It is Brian Hoare, Jean-Paul Cyr, and a tremendous race now for fourth as Dennis Caron holds steadily onto that third position. On the far side, Bettis starts to make his move out of Waterbury, Vermont. He is on a tear and now assumes the fourth position, taking that spot away from Greg Lyman. Brian Hoare, Jean-Paul Cyr, Dennis Caron, and Ron Bettis in that order, and look at the pack behind them. These cars are ready to whip right now as John pulls out the two flags to show us 2 laps to go. It's Brian Hoare off the far side. Hoare, Jean-Paul Cyr, Dennis Caron, Ron Bettis, Greg Lyman, and now the rookie David Gay goes to work on the outside. Gay looks to have a shot on the outside, and he gets through Greg Lyman, but he's got to go to work very quickly if he expects to make this final four. Brian Hoare, Jean-Paul Cyr, the 07 of Dennis Caron, Ron Bettis in a tremendous race for fifth in the following spots as they double up all the way through. Here they come, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be white flag time for Brian Hoare. Hoare, followed by Jean-Paul Cyr on the 32 Thunderbird. Dennis Caron now takes a peek to the outside, and now Jean-Paul Cyr makes the move as Brian Hoare gets into it. By golly, that was a great one. Brian Hoare, the rookie, number 45. 53, Ron Bettis, the 07 of Dennis Caron, finishing third. Number 32, Jean-Paul Cyr, picks up a second spot. And the 45 of Brian Hoare out of Colchester, Vermont, the Goss Dodge Used Cars Buick Skylark, really puts it together and picks up heat number 2. And he takes that victory moment right now as he does a tour of honor here at Airborne. He's got that B&R Racing Ford Thunderbird back and ready to rip tonight. And he'll find himself on the inside of row number 1 this evening. Jimmy Barton, number 57 in the J&A Enterprises Buick Skylark on the outside. His partner on the inside of row number 2 is Richard Bootsy, number 13. Alongside Bootsy, the 36 of Scott Carpenter out of Waterbury, Vermont. Moving back to row number 3, we find the Pontiac Grand Prix of Mark Lanphier out of Morrisville, Vermont, and on his outside, number 16, the young driver Kip Stockwell out of Randolph, Vermont. Moving back, we've got Norm Andrews on the inside of row 4, Dave Whitcomb on the outside as we go very quickly. Oh, we've got a problem as partners get into it. The two J&A Enterprises cars, 57 and 13, and the caution flag flies. Oh, what disappointment as they got just really into it coming down to take that green flag. The J&A Enterprises 57 and the J&A Enterprises 13. The Buick Skylark, Richard Bootsy, and number 57 out of Williston, ready to roll. Richard Bootsy showing us some spark from the inside. They have a lot of work ahead of them in the next few moments. I would say Bootsy, as we came down to the green flag and started to move a little early, and you'll find him placed on the back of the pack. That's a gentle warning that it must not happen again, of course. And the drivers tonight are really into this one, and they're anxious to go. We'll get ready to go racing here now as our Chevrolet Lumina pace car leaves the race course. Red Mead will set the tone, and he'll bring them down, and you'll find a lot more discipline. All it takes is about one second, and that's it. That's a tremendous start. That's the way they should start. That's the way they came to us. Red Mead on the inside, but look at Mark Lanphier as he takes that Pontiac around to the outside, and here comes Norm Andrews as well. Norm Andrews out of Warren, Vermont in the Kingsbury Excavation Old Sierra. Looks like he's hot and ready to go racing tonight. And what a great night to have a hot car. They really get into this one. Look at this, and now Red Mead sticks down to the inside. Lanphier gets a little bit loose, and Mead has to come off it a little bit as they head into corner number 3. Red Mead a little bit to the inside to his advantage. Now he moves back into second position behind Lancefier. Norm Andrews to the outside. Dave Whitcomb in that Turbo Blue 25 is looking for space as well. Keep your eyes on that young Randolph, Vermont driver, Kip Stockwell. He is trying to find himself a spot as well. They want the top 4 right now for the semi. Look at these drivers come. Uh-oh, and Mark Lancefier makes a little bit of a bounce as he meets the front end of the back end of his car, meets Red Mead. In the meantime, Lancefier holds the spot to Norm Andrews to the outside. Andrews goes to work on the high side. He'll come down just on a tear off the 4th corner. Look at this race action. It is Lancefier, Norm Andrews, neck to neck, Red Mead and Dave Whitcomb. Steve Miller as we get ready to go to the halfway sign. And now Red Mead, I just thought he was going to drop off the pace, and he finds that extra bit of strength to get into it and stay to the inside. Here they come with Norm Andrews and Dave Whitcomb taking a move to the front of Mark Lancefier. Lancefier on the low side. Here comes Steve Miller to the high side, and there goes that Turbo Blue 25 of Dave Whitcomb out of Essex Junction, Vermont. Whitcomb Service Turbo Blue. Old Sierra looks hot tonight as he goes to work on Norm Andrews. Mark Lancefier, Red Mead, and Steve Miller to the outside. Miller trying desperately to grab a 4th spot, and now he makes a move that could put him there. Keep your eyes on Brent Dragon. The 0 car looks for a spot to the inside as well. Off the 4th corner, it is Dave Whitcomb. Norm Andrews, the 49 of Mark Lancefier, and this is going to be a tight one all the way through. Michael will show us 2 laps to go this time through. As we watch them head into quarter number 3, it is Whitcomb, Andrews, Lancefier, and Miller in that order, and they are on a roll. Red Mead, Scott Carpenter, and Carpenter charges hard. He finds himself coming from the back of the pack, and that's not something he's accustomed to. Brent Dragon to the inside of Red Mead and trying to grab a spot. Here they come. They'll come off the 4th corner with Dave Whitcomb clearly on his own in the lead. Norm Andrews, Mark Lancefier, Steve Miller. We got a little touch and bang down there as well, and that may open the door for Scott Carpenter. Here they come, ladies and gentlemen. Scott Carpenter and Brent Dragon right on his tail. This ought to be sweet as they come around for the final turn. It will be Dave Whitcomb, followed by the 2, the 36, and the 00. And isn't that some kind of racing? Scott and Steve Miller. What a great run here. As heat number 3 comes to an end, Dave Whitcomb, number 25, out of Essex Junction, Vermont, in the Whitcomb Service Turbo Blue Old Sierra, goes for that Tour of Honor, and he had a well-deserved victory in heat number 3 at Airborne this evening. Hope you've taken time to stop down and check in with Cecil and our concession stand. So really delighted that you chose to be with us. We know it's a little bit fall-like in weather, but the racing is hot, and that'll keep you warm as well as we get ready to go with our Pepsi Flying Tigers semi-feature. We can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to keep the show rolling right along to make it as enjoyable as you could possibly have it. We know you love the racing here at Airborne, and your ongoing support is most appreciated by the entire track staff. Lester Armel Jr. will set the pace as we get ready to go racing in this Pepsi Flying Tiger semi-feature. They are real antsy down there. They want to go hard. Here we go. Lester Armel to the inside. The outside of 86, Dennis Demers, goes hard to the outside. Chris Durkee is a little bit loose to the inside, but that Colchester, Vermont driver, Dennis Caron, looks hot now as he gets into it. Durkee gets in too tight, and it costs him 2 positions. Here they come. Demers off with high side, followed by Caron, the 32. And I got to say that Jean-Paul Cyr Thunderbird looks really hot. Now Caron drops to the inside and tries to make up for some very discouraging driving in the feature last Saturday night. He's on the inside, and Demers comes hard to him. Jean-Paul Cyr, followed by the 71 of Lester Armel. The 92 of Chris Durkee. Brian Hoare finds himself back in 6th spot and going to work with Durkee. Scott Carpenter, Norm Andrews, Dave Whitcomb, Steve Miller still looking for a way to get through from the back of the pack as your leader comes this way. Dennis Caron from Caron's Auto Body Shop in Colchester, Vermont. Looks hot tonight. Demers, Jean-Paul Cyr, Lester Armel holding a fourth position, which I know he would cherish if he could hold on to that position through the entire evening. Here they come off the fourth third. Armel gets a little bit loose, and that's all Scott Carpenter needs to go to work on his high side and come through. Armel now being passed by the 45, but watch Whitcomb as he thought he was going to thread the needle there. It wasn't there, and he had to back off. Here comes your leader, number 07, Carroll, followed by Demers, Jean-Paul Cyr, the 36 of Scott Carpenter. And do these guys look ready to do battle for 100 laps tonight or what? We are in for what should be an outstanding 100-lap feature for the Pepsi Flying Tigers. They're shown halfway as Carroll really starts to open it up. It is Carroll followed by the 86 of Demers. Jean-Paul Cyr continues to work on him. Scott Carpenter and now Dave Whitcomb breaks free of Brian Hoare and moves into fifth position. Keep your eyes on Miller as he gets a little bit loose coming off the fourth third. Jean-Paul Cyr gets a peek on the inside. It's not there, and he's got to back off. He'll do battle one more time. As they come down on the far side, these guys want to make sure they got everything sorted out for a little bit later on. Oh, Lance Furno gets into trouble on the far side. Lance Furno in trouble on the far side, and he gets it under control as we continue racing under green here at Airborne. Dennis Caron, Caron's Auto Body in Colchester, Vermont, has set a wicked pace in this semi-feature. The 86 of Demers, Jean-Paul Cyr. They really go at it now. Scott Carpenter and Dave Whitcomb look for a way as Michael Wilder takes flags in hand and gets ready to go. Here they come. 2 laps to go. Dennis Caron, and now Demers on the inside. Jean-Paul Cyr on the outside in that fourth Thunderbird. Scott Carpenter takes a look as well and tries to make a move. Dave Whitcomb moves up and into position here as the white flag flies. Dennis Caron, and look at the race for second and third. Everybody wants to do it. Nobody wants to do damage to a car in the semi-feature. Their goal tonight is to get racing for that 100 laps. $1,000 to win in tonight's race. Jean-Paul Cyr, and what an outstanding finish as Jean-Paul Cyr just by a nose. It is Jean-Paul Cyr moving into second. What an outstanding race. And it's Demers, ladies and gentlemen, the 36 of Scott Carpenter in an outstanding run. The 07, Dennis Caron. Caron's Auto Body Chevrolet Celebrity looks outstanding out there this evening. This Colchester, Vermont driver had a hot night going in last Saturday night's feature and then found himself well back in the pack. Dennis Caron will feel real good about the drive he just completed out of Colchester, Vermont. The Chevrolet of Dennis Caron, Caron's Auto Body. Here, the longest race in the history of the Pepsi Flying Tigers. Beginning on the inside of row number 1 from Plattsburgh, New York in the Eaglefield Ford Thunderbird, Danny Bridges. On the outside of row number 1 will be number 86, Dennis Demers, Demers number 86. Inside row number 2 will be number 24, Bucko Branham from Plattsburgh, New York in the Sears J&J Discount Celebrity. Outside of row 2 will be number 46, Doug Hoare. Doug Hoare from Colchester, Vermont. Inside of row number 3, the rookie number 92, Chris Durkee from Sheldon Springs, Vermont in the Sheldon Mini Mart 6000. On the outside will be number 75, Peter Fecto from Morrisville, Vermont, Riverview Garage, Pontiac 6000. Starting in 7th position will be number 17, Greg Lyman from Heinsberg, Vermont, in a Buick Century. In 8th position, the 07 of Dennis Caron. Caron from Colchester, Vermont, in the Caron's Auto Body Celebrity. Moving back through the pack, we have number 45, Brian Hoare from Colchester, Vermont, a freshman competitor in the Goss Dodge Used Cars Buick Skylark. The rookie, David Gay, finds himself in 10th position tonight, number 19, David Gay. On the inside of row number 6 will be number 32, another rookie from Milton, Vermont, in the Catamount Auto Parts Thunderbird, Jean-Paul Cyr. On his outside, the veteran runner number 1 from Hyde Park, Vermont, in the B&R Racing Thunderbird, Red Mead. Moving back, ladies and gentlemen, in 13th position will be the number 57, Jim Barton from Williston, Vermont, in the J&A Enterprises Buick Skylark. Alongside is the team car, the number 13 of Richard Bootsy from Williston, Vermont, in the J&A Enterprises Buick Skylark. Scott Carpenter finds himself in 15th position this evening, number 36, Carpenter. And alongside Carpenter is number 49 in a Pontiac Grand Prix, Mark Lanphier from Morrisville, Vermont. Last year's Rookie of the Year, number 16, Kip Stockwell, finds himself starting this evening in 17th position. On the outside of row number 9 will be number 2, Norm Andrews from Warren, Vermont, in the Kingsbury Excavation Sierra. Number 25, Dave Whitcomb, out of Essex Junction, Vermont, in the Whitcomb's Turbo Blue Sierra, begins tonight's race in 19th position. The 0 of Brent Dragon. Brent Dragon is on the outside of row number 10 in tonight's Labor Day Classic. The ACT Flying Tiger champion 00, Steve Miller, begins tonight inside of row number 11. On the outside will be last week's feature winner here at Airborne, number 68 out of Groton, Vermont, in the Times Argus Calais, Jim Silly. Beginning in the 12th row on the inside will be number 99, Roy French from Heinsberg, Vermont, in the Roy French & Sons Excavation Aries. The Kentucky Colonel finds himself in 24th position this evening, number 77, Tom Tiller. Moving back now to the 13th row. On the inside, a new competitor, number 42, Tony Poisson. On the outside of Poisson will be the number 34, Denny Alderman in number 34. Moving back to the 27th position will be number 31 from Williamstown, Vermont, in the Arlington Enterprises Buick Somerset, Lance Furneaux. Veteran competitor Milt Wright is in the 28th position this evening, starting 28th in the 03 car. Gary Caron, number 22, begins this evening's race in the 29th position. Starting in 30th will be number 50, Robin Branham. Lester Armel, number 71, starts in 30th position, Branham in 31st. Moving back to 32nd position will be number 69, Rupert Flipper Irwin out of Waterbury, Vermont. Ron Bettis, number 43, finds himself in 33rd position. And in the final row, we will have number 11 driving Stan Meserve, driving the Thunderbird from B&R, and bringing in the shotgun position tonight, the 35th car, number 55, Bill Barkham from South Burlington, Vermont, in the Barkham Racing LeSabre. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 100 laps of stock car history right here tonight. The Flying Tigers, pit crews ready, right out on the far side. They know what this is all about. This is about the largest purse the Flying Tigers have ever run for. Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to roll. 100 laps of stock car racing for the Flying Tigers. Our Chevrolet Lumina pace car sets the tone. Danny Bridges on the inside. Ladies and gentlemen, our pace car leaves the field, and Danny Bridges will set the tone as we come off of the fourth turn in the start of our 100-lap pizza race. We'll touch the Brian Tigers, and very quickly, we got them coming around. They're all through the start-finish line. And look at the rush to the front of the pack as Bucko Branham gets it on and moves forward very, very early. He uses part of the infield, part of the asphalt, but leading them around on lap number 1 is Dennis Demers, number 86. 35 cars as Demers brings them around. Bucko Branham goes to work right on his tail. Danny Bridges in third. Doug Hoare moves to the outside of Danny Bridges as the 86 car brings him around for a second time. Leading in lap 1 and 2 will be number 86, Dennis Demers, and a tremendous start to this race as we watch it go side by side. 100 laps of racing action. Of course, whatever time we set for this time will be the official time of our first 100-lap event, and that is the clock that you see down at the front of the start-finish line right now. Number 86, and Bucko Branham to the outside. Now Doug Hoare moves to the inside. Dennis Caron, Danny Bridges, Chris Durkee running a very safe sixth right now. And as we indicated, these drivers know they got a long way to go. Demers, Doug Hoare, Bucko Branham, Dennis Caron, and the 9 car. Bridges gets a little bit wide, and that causes some excitement. Durkee moves to the low side. David Gay, the other rookie, moves to the high side, and there's a little binding of cars down there coming out of the three. The 86 of Demers continues to run hard. Doug Hoare, and we got trouble down in corner number 1 as the number 9 and the number 2, Norm Andrews, and Norm Andrews is right into our path. The caution flag flies. Norm Andrews goes into the light post and comes out of the light post and will rejoin us. The pace car having to come on to Norm Andrews. They'll hold the 86 up and get out Brian Hoare, Scott Carpenter, Jean-Paul Sear, Dave Whitcomb, and back through the crew as they bring the Norm Andrews car down to the pits and take a look. They'll cross them up this time through. Crossing the cut, he's got it underway, and he will rejoin the pack very, very short. You'll see the lights go down on the Lumina pace car now. That's the word to the drivers, so we are ready to go racing. 10 laps down, 90 laps to go. 10 laps down, ready to go racing. It looks like they're going to set a very fast pace off the fourth corner, and they bring it down. Here we go. It is green, and they're not going to racing. And just like that, everybody comes across that start-finish line, and they got it on. Lester Armel Jr. From the back of the pack now, Doug Hoare assumes the lead on lap number 11. Hoare comes out of corner number 4, leading the pack. It is Doug Hoare in his Car Dodge window, Dr. Dodge Nurse. On the high side, Dennis Caron, another Colchester, Vermont driver. The 424 of Bucko Branham. Red Mead coming on strong. Red Mead, who has been out of his number 1 Thunderbird the last couple of weeks, has a fine time to be back in and flying high. Peter Vecto moving up on the defender of the rookie David Gay. Doug Hoare, followed by the 86. And now 86 Demers holds the 07 off as Red Mead moves to the outside off the fourth corner and back down, and continuing to lead is number 46, Doug Hoare. And now to the inside, Dennis Caron starts to make some space. Caron comes down hard to the inside. Brazil 7 from Colchester, Vermont. And just with a light touch, and just like that, we've got trouble down in corner number 3. To the back of the pack is the 86 rather, and he will rejoin the pack. We continue to go racing. Number 46, Doug Hoare. Now Dennis Caron looking to assume the lead from Doug Hoare. They continue to race hard here at Airborne International. It is Doug Hoare, followed by the 07 of Caron. Red Mead is running in third. Fourth position is held down by Bucko Branham, David Gay, Peter Sexel. The black flag flies for the number 71. Lester Armel has been black flagged and will head to the pits. Your leader now moving up on the back of the pack will start to encounter slower traffic for the first time. 46, Doug Orr. And he finds a group of blue cars, and again they will show the 71 car, Lester Armel, the black flag. As Armel blows smoke, we want to make sure we don't have a problem. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Your leader is still the 46 car. Doug Orr in the Dodge Aries, and right on his tail is the 07. The 07. Dennis Terrell. Red Mead finds himself in third. 34 is the last car. You go back to Bucko Branham, David Gay, Peter Sexo. Richard Murphy is the left car. Oh, we have a mess down on two. We have a mess down on two as the yellow flag flies. We have Chris Turkey and Chip Stockwell get into it down on the far side. 92 and 16 really got into a tangle down there. Stockwell gets himself turned around and gets back into the pack. Chris Turkey rejoins us. And then number 24, Bucko Branham, followed by the number 11 car. Here they come, ladies and gentlemen. They're crossed over. 20 laps down, 80 laps of racing to go here in the Labor Day Classic. Pace car, lights down, he stays on the track as we get ready to go here. 20 laps down, Chris Turkey down 20 laps of this Labor Day Classic. Lester Armel Jr. puts it behind our wall, and he is done for the evening by the looks of it. Armel Jr. blowing a lot of smoke. Michael Wilder brings him down the line. He gives him lead. And we are back racing one more time. Very close racing action down on the far side. We've got Doug Orr trying desperately to hold on to lead this lap after caution. And they come around this side, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, we got a mess up on the top end. Everybody looks okay. They continue racing. It's Doug Orr. The 07 of Dennis Caron in second. Red Mead in third. Buckley very smoothly. Carpenter looking very good and sitting in sixth spot overall. Here they come to the line. It is Doug Orr. Dennis Caron, Red Mead, and the rest of the crew continue to run very hard here on what appears to be a very fast Hallows, and it looks like he starts to open the door for a hot Thunderbird coming on his tail. Dennis Caron right there, Bucko Branham, Scott Carpenter. Keep your eyes on Jim Silly, who has made himself a very good run. Here's Jim Silly. Now Scott Carpenter moves to the inside as well. Carpenter gives chase. We've got some of those cars we were talking about. Jim Silly, Dave Bishop, Bailey looking strong in the middle of the pack. This is a long race, remember. This is a long race, ladies and gentlemen. A lot can happen. Now Red Mead starts to challenge from the inside. Here we go. He moves to the outside and up into fifth position. Keep your eyes on Peter Sexto. Jim Silly moves to the outside of Bucko Branham, and it looks like Dave Whitcomb is going to move with him. Dave Whitcomb makes the move to the outside of Bucko Branham, and we continue to go hard. Here comes your leader as Red Mead gets a little bit loose coming out of four. It is Red Mead, Dennis Caron, Doug Orr, Dennis Caron, Red Mead. Scott Carpenter goes to work now on the Red Mead DNR Racing Thunderbird to the outside. Here they come off the fourth corner, and the challenge is set. It is Doug Orr, Dennis Caron, Red Mead, Scott Carpenter, and they are really going to close in on this thing. Here they go racing. The 46 of Doug Orr, the 07 of Dennis Caron. Oh, we got problems down in corner number 4. Oh, and Peter Sexto has been a problem. Everybody gets out of the way. The yellow flies right off the bat. So, woo, some tremendous racing here going into the pits. Mark Lanphier comes in along with the 17 of Greg Lyman. 30 laps complete, ladies and gentlemen. 70 laps to go. 30 complete, 70 laps to go, and this is the first ever 100-lap event for Pepsi Flying Tigers. Wilder, as we double them up and get them ready to go. The black flag going out to Bucko Branham. They pull them together now and narrow down on the field. Lights still flying on our Chevrolet Lumina pace car. He'll bring them around one more time. The pace for the inside as the pace car exits the raceway and we go back under green. Back into control of Michael Wilder on the flag stand. Michael brings them down and sets them loose. Dennis Caron comes down running hard with it. The 46 of Doug Hoare. That's a great tone as they continue the race here at the Labor Day Classic, ladies and gentlemen. The first ever 100-lap, the major event for Pepsi Flying Tigers. Here they come off of 4. It is Doug Hoare followed by Scott Carpenter on the inside, Dennis Caron to the outside, and now Caron holds on to that second position, but Scott Carpenter goes to work on the inside. Carpenter on the inside, Caron on the outside. Keep your eyes now on number 68, Jim Silly, who seems to have found a line to the inside, and Silly comes high, and Scott Carpenter assumes the second position. Carpenter moves hard now on Doug Hoare. It looks like Scott is ready to go to work on him. Scott Carpenter to the outside. Doug Hoare holds them off and leads them through the fourth turn. Here they come. It is Hoare, Carpenter, Jim Silly to the inside. Dave Wickham right there as well. And those fast cars. Look at Brent Dragon. Brent Dragon, who just flourishes rather on the 50-lap events, is starting to make his presence felt in the top 6 as well. Doug Hoare, Scott Carpenter, Jim Silly, Dennis Caron, and they continue just to set the pace, a torrid pace, and we continue to race hard to the front of the pack. Hoare leads them through 3 one more time. Out of 3 into 4, we've got Danny Bridges off the race course and coming into the pit. The 46 continues to go across the route as we go hard here at Airborne. Scott Carpenter looking for a way to move on Doug Hoare. The Danny Bridges Thunderbird comes in and parks it in pit row, and they come down off the far side. It is Hoare, Carpenter, Jim Silly in third. Dennis Caron holding on to fourth. Dave Wickham looking for a way to come through. And now, for the third time, they start to go past some of the slower traffic. To the outside, you see Doug Hoare, Scott Carpenter, Jim Silly, as these cars start to pick up the warning flags to move to the inside. Caron moves into a solid third now ahead of Jim Silly, Dennis Caron in third. On the backstretch, you've got them picked up in single file as Brent Dragon moves to the outside of Dennis Caron. Here they come. Whitcomb looking strong as well. It is 46, 36, and 307. Some tremendous racing as Doug Hoare, like he did last week, really got into the field. We got a mess down in corner number 3, and just Doug Hoare, your leader, Scott Carpenter, Dennis Caron, Jim Silly Road as well. Our safety crew does a very quick inspection as we look as well for. Thank you. A lot of business going on down there on pit row right now. We continue to watch these cars be sorted, ladies and gentlemen. We have a car down on pit row that needs some assistance as well. The jammer comes out to give us some assistance as well. Just 24 of Bucko Branham are just being held momentarily until we're ready to go racing one more time. Chevrolet Lumina, that indicates we're just about ready to go. Racing one more time. Jim Silly Not to be overlooked on the outside of row number 2. Jim Silly always at the front of those trophies. Greg Lyman comes out of the pits and comes to the back as we get ready to go racing. They'll come into corner number 3. Very close as we get ready to bring them down, ladies and gentlemen. Doug Hoare will set the pace. Running right with him is the 36 of Scott Carpenter. We go lead. One more time. And now Carpenter gets a bit of a jump to the outside. Doug Hoare holds on. And Doug Hoare very, very tenuous in his lead right now as the Carpenter car really goes to work on him. Scott Carpenter out of Waterbury, Vermont. Lets it be known that he plans to be at the front of this pack. And look at this racing action as they just about get 3 wide. Here comes Doug Hoare. Scott Carpenter right with him. They will encounter a slower Lester Armel Jr. as they come on to corner number 4. Here they come, ladies and gentlemen. Lester Armel Jr. down. Doug Hoare, Scott Carpenter, Dennis Caron, Jim Silly as they go single file. And away they go down that far side as we near the halfway mark of this first ever Labor Day 100 Lap Classic for the Pepsi Flying Tigers. Off the 4th corner, here they come, Scott Carpenter. A clean for lead, it is Scott Carpenter, your new leader, as they bring him around. Doug Hoare drops off to second for 07. Hangs right in there, that's Dennis Caron, and now Jim Silly takes his first peek to the inside of the 3rd place car and then backs away. Scott Carpenter, Doug Hoare, and Caron looks to the inside this time. Jim Silly runs hard as well. Keep your eyes on a high-flying car to the outside. Here they come. Oh, the 22 gets loose and brings it down from the high side. Here they come. It is number 22, and he really makes his presence felt as well. Gary Caron. And Gary Caron is right near the front of the pack as well. Now running right up there, we watch them come, ladies and gentlemen, off the far side. Here they come. Scott Carpenter really starts to open this one up. Carpenter followed by the 46 of Doug Hoare is Dennis Caron. Jim Silly, and they really got it strung out now. This one could run for a long time at this pace as they really single it out. Scott Carpenter, Doug Hoare, the 207 of Dennis Caron. Jim Silly right on his trail. The 22 of Gary Caron. The double zero hanging right in there as well. Here comes Steve Miller. Red Mead, Norm Andrews, Kip Stockwell. They are all right in the thick of things, back in the middle of the pack as we continue to run hard. And Scott Carpenter starts to run away with this thing. Carpenter is going to go into lap traffic all by himself. The slower traffic flag waves very vigorously to a couple of cars as Carpenter comes down on the outside. It is Scott Carpenter now with a 10-car length lead over the 2nd place car. Doug Hoare, followed by the 07 of Caron. Jim Silly, Gary Caron right up there along with Steve Miller, and the rest of the cars follow through. Look at the lead that is being held now by the 36 of Scott Carpenter. Around the slower traffic, you see Doug Hoare, the 207 of Caron, Jim Silly, Gary Caron, Steve Miller, Red Mead, Norm Andrews, Kip Stockwell, all the way back to the number 43, who joins us in the middle of the parade. And they really have got a run going now. Scott Carpenter really starts to take advantage as he has opened a 20-car length lead. Carpenter out of Waterbury, Vermont, in the Nikeo Concepts Plattsburgh Pontiac 6000 is just on it there. Scott Carpenter, Doug Hoare. Dennis Caron goes to work now on Doug Hoare as they run hard. Now to the outside of Hoare. He goes to work right now as they come off the 4th turn. It is Dennis Caron looking for position, and he assumes the 2nd place position over the 46, but no. 46 Doug Hoare fights back on the inside to hold on to that 2nd position. Now Caron high off the fourth turn, comes flying out and tries to make a move one more time. Four in the cross. Don Jerry's holds on to him and now runs hard to the outside. Lester Arnell Jr. continues to experience problems at the back of the pack. Moore holds on to his second position. The 07 comes hard off the fourth corner, maintaining third. Jim Silly in the time target. Calais starts to take a look. And then it's Garon, and Garon has to be concerned about what's happening around him as well. Here comes your leader, Scott Carpenter, in the KO Concepts Pontiac. Really starts to open it up. Oh, Jim Silly gets a little bit loose as he gets down on Lester Arnell. A left car. Doug Orr, Dennis Garon, Jim Silly, Gary Garon, and they really run hard. They get the Markland beer car tucked to the inside as well. Your leader goes through. Scott Carpenter is really on a torrid pace. Scott Carpenter setting an incredible pace here as we get into the middle stages, middle to late stages of this 100-lap event. Scott Carpenter, and then you've got to go all the way back to the 46th car to find your second position. Carpenter followed by Hoare, Dennis Garon. We got a mess down on the far side as car number 11 really gets into it. Stan Meserve tucked on the inside. Stan Meserve on the inside of corner number 4, waiting to break out. The yellow flag flies. Yellow flies. And Stan Meserve finds himself half on the race course, half off. And our Chevrolet Lumina pace car will very quickly pick up our leader in what has been a great race in this 100-lap event. We are 29 laps to go in our first ever 100. Hope you're enjoying it. This is the kickoff of a fabulous Labor Day weekend. We will be going racing tomorrow at Thunder Road, of course, for the 28th annual Vermont Milk Bowl tomorrow at Thunder Road. The Tigers will be there as well. Here we go racing in a great start. And again, Doug Orr gets a chance to close that gap on Scott Carpenter. But Scott Carpenter sets the pace, that torrid pace. As we run hard, it's Carpenter, Garon, Doug Orr on the outside. And now Jim Silly streaks up and tries to take away third position. Keep your eyes on Jim Silly. He runs hard and takes over third position. The 22 of Gary Garon, right up there in fourth. The 46 of Doug Orr slides back to fifth position now. As we continue to run hard in this, our Labor Day Classic. As we begin lap 24, Scott Carpenter continues to set the pace. Scott Carpenter, Dennis Garon, Jim Silly, Gary Garon, Doug Orr, and now Steve Miller. Keep your eyes on Steve Miller, who moves around Doug Orr and continues to run. We will have 25 laps to go after this. We are on lap 75. As these Pepsi Flying Tigers really show what they're made of. A tremendous run here at Airborne International. They really show us their stuff. Here we go with Scott Carpenter, Dennis Garon, Jim Silly, Gary Garon, Steve Miller, Doug Orr, Norm Andrews. Red Mead finds himself moving to the inside of Norm Andrews now as the 55 car struggles to make it to pit row. He exits and we continue racing. And race hard it is. And now it's Scott Carpenter runs hard to the outside. The 07 of Dennis Garon. Now Jim Silly detecting something wrong with the 07. Silly moves to the outside. Keep your eyes on Jim Silly as we get down to the late stages of this race. Here they come, ladies and gentlemen. Scott Carpenter continues to lead, but Jim Silly goes to work on the outside of Dennis Garon. Now you've got a pair of Garons running in third and fourth. Doug Orr runs into a problem temporarily and goes down a lap in the meantime. Here comes the leader, Scott Carpenter. Jim Silly assumes second position. Jim Silly assumes second position. Gary Garon moves up on the outside of Dennis Garon. and then backs off. Here they come, ladies and gentlemen. Scott Carpenter, Jim Silly, Dennis Carroll, Gary Carroll. The double zero, Steve Miller. Really got it on. Yellow flies. We got a car in trouble down on the far side. Yellow flies. As we enter lap number 80, we will go lap 80 this time through. And I still see some rubber running across the pit row. It's now clear he's lost it all now and comes back down. Robin Branham will go behind the wall. They'll cross them over. And as they cross them over, ladies and gentlemen, we will have 18 laps to go. 18 laps to go on this Pepsi Flying Tigers. And look at the pace that Scott Carpenter sets coming out of corner number 4. They come down hard on this restart, and here comes the ball. Scott Carpenter and Jim Silly. Jim Silly to the outside, Carpenter to the inside. It'll be a drag race as Silly gets way high. Jim Silly way high. Scott Carpenter holds him off temporarily, but he goes charging at him one more time. Carpenter, Jim Silly, and now Billy Carroll. Dennis Carroll really get into it back to third, fourth position. Dave Whitcomb starts to make his presence felt on the outside. Steve Miller right there in the middle of the pack. Brent Dragon and Norm Andrews hanging right in as well. The Pepsi Flying Tigers really go at each other. And now a little bit of bumpsy doodle down in the far side, and that may open the door for Steve Miller to run a hard line to the inside. But Caron stay in position 3 and 4 as we get to the late stages of this event. On lap number 86, 14 laps of racing to go. Look at this racing action, ladies and gentlemen. They are closed right in on each other. Dave Whitcomb makes a move to get to the inside of Dennis Caron. Here they come off the 4th corner. Scott Carpenter, followed by Jim Silly, Gary Caron, Steve Miller, Dave Whitcomb, and the cream always comes to the top, and that's what you've got right now as these drivers really work themselves through the pack very successfully. 100 laps is a long haul, and these guys have shown that they are full value for the talent and the material they've got in their cars. 100 laps, and they're just running so smoothly as we continue what has been a tremendous race. 88 laps finished. Scott Carpenter continues to show. Scott Carpenter shows the way as Michael Wilder shows all of us. Next time around, we will have 10 laps to go. Michael Wilder shows us 10 laps to go now as Scott Carpenter brings us down in the cross. Jim Silly, Gary Caron, Steve Miller up in the 4th, Dave Whitcomb in 5th, Dennis Caron in 6th, Brent Dragon is 7th, Norm Andrews is 8th, and the 16 of Kip Stockwell runs 9. Red Mead sets himself in the top 10 position. Scott Carpenter continues to lead the way, picking up pace lap dollars as well, and it's Scott Carpenter comes hard on that Scott Carpenter Nikeo Concept Pontiac. But I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I would say the Waterbury Vermont driver in his Pontiac 6000 is looking really hot right now. Look at the racing for 3rd and 4th position. Here they come, ladies and gentlemen. Jim Silly is right on his tail. And it's Scott Carpenter, Jim Silly, caution flag flies. Caution flag flies as Gary Caron gets himself into trouble. Caution flag flies as Gary, it's a shootout. You got that right. We are down to it. It's just like a dash for cash, and it'll come hard on the heels of there's a couple of lap cars in there, and now Brent Dragon looking for his position as he moves in as well. There are still, talk about quality racing, there are still 18 cars on the lead lap, ladies and gentlemen. After 95 laps of racing, 18, that's over half of the field, still on the lead lap. Now, Scott Carpenter will have to be sharp as they come out of 4 and they shoot it down to the start-finish line. Here we go racing. They're on it, ladies and gentlemen. But it's Scott Carpenter and Jim Silly. Dave Whitcomb right there as well. Oh, look at this race. The lead 3 just jumped right out at it. They go hard. It is a shootout. Scott Carpenter on the inside. It is Jim Silly. Dave Whitcomb looks for space. Silly gets wide, and that opens the door for Dave Whitcomb. The lead 3. Oh, we got a problem down here. As everybody gets through it, okay, somebody pulled on the binders and made that real ugly for a moment. They get out of the problem. 2 laps to go in the Labor Day Classic. Here they come. It is Scott Carpenter, Dave Whitcomb. They got trouble down on corner number 4. Caution flag flies. The caution is gone. Oh, it becomes a true shootout now as Brian Hoare really got into it. They sort it out and bring him down. The inside, Norm Andrews to the outside. Kip Stockwell finds himself back in 5th position, and Brent Dragon to the outside. This will be pitter-patter, let's get at her, as they come off the 4th turn with 2 to go this time around. They'll see green. Here they come, ladies and gentlemen. Michael Wilder with the flag. Let them go. Jim Silly moves back in the 2nd position. Scott Carpenter. Now they will pull a white flag and the checkers. Get ready. Keep your eyes on Michael Wilder, ladies and gentlemen, as he shows them too. He'll show them white right now. Here they come. White flag. 1 lap to go. It is Scott Carpenter. Scott Carpenter in the KO Concept Pontiac 6000. Jim Silly, Dave Whitcomb, Kip Stockwell is into 4th position. Stockwell comes hard. The checkered flag is out. It will be Waterbury, Vermont, Scott Carpenter. Jim Silly, Dave Whitcomb, Kip Stockwell. The young runner out of Randolph, Vermont will finish 4th as we run to a successful conclusion, our first ever 100-lap. Ladies and gentlemen, this is incredible racing. You're not going to see better stock car racing anywhere. Number 36 will pick down. Let's get those hands going, ladies and gentlemen. A tremendous event. Your applause, please, for all of these drivers. Scott Carpenter heads out along the road with Victory Road safely in hand. The victory checkered flag is his. Jim Silly, Dave Whitcomb finished 2nd and 3rd. We're going down to Victory Lane to talk to our winning drivers. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Napa Legend feature to come yet this evening. Come on over here, Scott. Oh, man, ladies and gentlemen, Scott Carpenter, 100 laps of great racing. That Nikeo Concepts car just ran so very well for you.
Yeah, it really hooked up. This is the first time we've been able to get it back since we got retro bad at Air. And I'd like to thank my sponsors, Nikeo Concepts, Glassworks, Snow Valley Snow Foam, my crew. They put a lot of hours in.
A great win, ladies and gentlemen, for number 36. He gets it back all together again. Scott Carpenter picking up 2nd place trophy. Come on over here. By golly, the Times Argus ran well, Jim Silly. You got a great run tonight.
Yeah, you know, the car ran good. We missed the setup a little bit. Carpenter here was going damn good. I'd like to thank my sponsors, Downs Trucking, Times Argus, my father, and the good crew I got, Larry and Logan.
When you got down to that shootout, 2 laps to go, did you think you had a chance still?
Well, I tried earlier. I was just hoping he'd make a mistake, you know, and give me a chance, but he did.
No mistakes tonight for Scott Carpenter. Jim Silly finishes second, ladies and gentlemen. Come on in, David. By golly, that was a great run. Great looking trophy. How do you feel about that third place finish?
Well, it's real good. I'm real happy about finishing third. It's been nice to win, but we'll settle for third. I want to thank Turbo Blue, Andy Costello, Dave Whitman Service Center, all my crew, and everybody that's helped me with it. Had a good night, really.
What do you think of a 100-lap event for the Flying Tigers?
I really liked it. I thought it was really nice. It gave you some time, and you got some time to do some passing, and you didn't really have to push and shove so much to get to the front. You know, you could kind of take your time and go around them, and I don't think I hardly bumped anybody all night.
Good stuff. Good to hear, ladies and gentlemen. It finishes up this way. Your winner, number 46, Scott Carpenter. In second position, the Pines August LA of Jim Silly, and number 25. How about it for Dave Whitcomb? Look at those trophies. What do you think of 100-lap events for the Flying Tigers? Let's hear that applause, ladies and gentlemen. Some tremendous racing here tonight at our Labor Day Classic. The Napa legends to follow, folks.